James Casper here for CVV Magazine, and we've been interviewing this man here in all different perspectives, all different environments and contexts. We've interviewed him on mountaintops, on tops of buildings, at sea, everything. And now we're in hotel rooms. Now we're in the church. Daniel Lapp, tell us about the big event that's happening this weekend.
Woo! It's a big smoking event.
Yeah.
Well, for 14 years we've had a Joy of Life concert. Mm-hmm. We always have special guests, and we always look forward to it. It's in the spring every year. And we started the Fairfield Church. We kind of outgrew the Fairfield Church. Then we went to St. Andrews for a little while. And now we're trying First Metropolitan because we are expanding into a little festival.
Tell us about some of the people who are going to be performing this Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, so Friday is the Joy of Fiddle concert. Mm-hmm. And we have a special guest, Patrick McGonigal, who's a local boy done good. Mm-hmm. Just finished his Berkeley degree, starting a master's at New England Conservatory.
Very cool.
And but the very special guests of the evening are the BC Fiddle Orchestra. Mm-hmm. Now, these kids that I teach, because they have created a very wonderful new CD called Fish Cakes and Oranges, which they're going to release. And
I was going to use that as my album title, and then they took that, so I can't do it anymore.
I'm sorry about that, but
that's okay.
we just snafu'd it
Got
from
to
you.
it first.
Jenny Ritter will be there, local hero, and Eric Reiswig too. And then I've also I made a list of the local fiddle players who live in Victoria, around nearby, that have done gigs and that teach. I came up with like 40 names. It was amazing. And so I invited all them too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've done tons of events locally. Like, what sets this event apart? I mean, this is the first annual. Why start this event? What's different about this?
Well, we've always enjoyed the Joy of Life concert. Mm-hmm. Something we look forward to. I should say Louise Rose is our very special guest on the Saturday night. Saturday night features 120 performers. Mm-hmm. But Louise is our very special guest. Rick May, Calby McNair, Daniel Tate, local legends.
A who's who, really.
That's right.
The local music industry.
It is. But just the idea, I think it comes from the fiddle music, and singing, joy, and community. That's what we do with our ensembles, choir. They're amateur singers that enjoy getting together to sing in a pressured environment. But we do these concerts, which is, we have good houses and something that everyone looks forward to.
For sure.
But at the same time, we are an amateur choir, and we don't make any bones about that. But then we have the Folkestra, which is an adult group of fiddle players, mandolin, guitar players, and again, amateur. But we have tons of fun. So fiddling and singing, they're joyous things that we like to do. And we might even have a Joy of Jazz next year, a third concert, maybe Joy of Song.
Okay.
So, we're going to start with 2 nights.
Nice.
And we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So this Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And where is it?
First Metropolitan United Church on Balmoral.
Okay. What's the, there's a youth element to this. Tell us about the youth element.
Wow. Next year, 2014 marks the 20th anniversary of the BC Fiddle Orchestra. Mm-hmm. We started with a gig at the Commonwealth Games, a little gig in front of about 60,000. And we've continued from there. So, I've always enjoyed teaching. It's something, again, I think it's part of being a fiddle player. There's something about passing on the tradition. I mean, a lot of us do teach. Yeah. Some of us, it helps us to make a living too. Mm-hmm. But we've been doing this for a long time in Victoria, and there's been lots of great fiddle players. Many awesome fiddle players come from Victoria. Mm-hmm. And the kids just bring, that special charm, for sure.
Yeah. Je ne sais quoi quality.
Yes. And, the wonder, and they love being up there, and it's just great watching kids on stage and seeing the different characters.
Certain kind of enthusiasm that comes from youth that maybe adults don't quite have.
And even when they're uncomfortable and just kind of getting their, getting used to being on stage is still
for sure
lovely. And so I also think it's a great opportunity for them to perform in front of a big audience and be part of the whole show. Like, we always do 1 or 2 songs. Christmas we did the Led Zeppelin thing, right? And this year we're doing a Beatles tune. which will have everybody. There'll be 140 of us on stage.
Wow.
And off stage, and stacked on top of one another, and
Nice.
sitting on the piano, and
Right.
Louise will be there with us on
Very
that tune
nice.
too. So that's part of the spirit of the whole thing.
Great. So anybody who's sitting on the fence about what to do this weekend, this Friday and Saturday,
I got an idea.
okay.
Come to our Joy of Life Festival.
Yeah.
Friday night, it's going to be a toe tapping, side splitting good time with fiddlers from all over town and the celebration of the new BC Fiddle Orchestra CD. And Saturday will be a bunch of singing and fiddling too. And Louise Rose and a killer band and really uplifting and stuff to get you in the spirit.
Who's in the stage, the house band?
Well, Rick May is our guy, he's often with us. He and I go back to Lapp Electro days, and even
Right.
before that. Daniel Tate also played in Lapp Electro for years, and Velvet, and all those early bands. Well, not that long ago, but we're getting.
Yeah.
But Daniel Tate, he's traveling all over the world
Right.
with Cobblestone Jazz, so it's great that he's in town. And Kelby McNair,
Yeah.
is our jazz ambassador around this town. Really, he carries the torch and does some amazing things. So we're
sure.
glad to have those three guys joining us.
It certainly is a who's who of the local roots music scene.
Yep.
And the place to be this weekend, Friday and Saturday, the First Metropolitan Church.
Yep.
And thanks so much,
It's going to be
Daniel.
a great intermission. We're going to be jamming in the
Oh,
intermission.
the intermission
too.
even will be
The
amazing,
intermission
apparently.
will be a show unto itself. Don't try and sneak in the side door. We're
Yeah.
watching for you.
Daniel Lapp, and it's going to be a great show. So please get out this Friday and Saturday for CVV Magazine. I'm James Casper.